Hey everyone, how you doing? It's Monday. Caught me right in the middle of whistling a song, Blue Moon. So, how are you doing, everyone? Good to see you. It's Monday. Hope you had a great Saturday and Sunday. You're alive, still in this temporal plane. So, welcome. Thank you for stopping in. And wow, how can you get one thumbs down when you don't even say a word? Who's out there that really loves me that much? I just saw that. Went, wow, okay. Well, they're probably not having a good day. So we'll just rock on. All right. So hey everybody, Granny, how you doing? Franny, good to see you. Michael, Plower, Pyramid 7, good to see you. Knowledge Seeker, greetings. Catherine, good to see you. Shoots for Pa. Fernando, hello. Experimental Elements, hello. Jamie. Christopher. Rob. So, April, how are you doing? And good to see you. Just JH, hello. So, Jamma, good to see you. Karen Cloud, greetings. Marcus, and well, it's a good day. Thank you. Hey, Brian, how you doing over at Milky Way Weekly? Thank you to all the moderators. And folks, I just hope you're enjoying the journey. Because the journey, there are plenty of attractions, is there not? I can remember as a kid, my dad and stepmother, she had 3 kids, and my dad had my brother and I think there was 2 more. There was 6 of us. Anyway, we're going from Texas to California, and you can only imagine what that must have been like. But it was an adventure for us kids. I mean, a lot of miles, but and I'll never forget. It was always seeing the signs, the billboards on the sign. 25 miles, see the most amazing thing ever. And of course, as a kid, you're like, yeah. So as the miles get closer, as you get to the place, you're all hyped up thinking, wow, the biggest ball of yarn in the world. Well, who wouldn't want to see the biggest ball of yarn in the world? Anyway, I think that's what life is for us. Each of us have our own perspective on life. Each of us have our own views, but we all get to see the highway signs, the billboards. Yeah. Next attraction of the world will be in the next, 10,000 miles or whatever. But yeah. So, hello, Sylvia. How are you? I'll tell you what. Thanks again to Rex Bear over at Leaks Project for having me on. We had a great time. Always a delight to be with the Rex man. And we have some potential things down the road and looking forward to it. 2019 is going to be, I think, a most exhilarating year. And I do mean exhilarating. Hey, Lois, how you doing, Warrior Princess? Everyone, Warrior Princess, make sure to put up your PayPal link, Let's see what we can do to continue to fill that food pantry there. Johan, how are you? Good to see y'all. So, Jerry, hello. KZ, Gypsy Muse, I love that. Ah, Gushara, good to see you. Hello. Hey, folks, got some couple of headlines here. So, tell me if this isn't... I don't know. I mean, I'm beginning to see how Skynet takes over. So this is from defense1.com. The U.S. military is genetically engineering new life forms, detect enemy subs. All right, let me see if I get this right. Genetically engineered. Well, those 2 words right there, I mean, that's Danger, Will Robinson. Danger, danger. I mean, the red flags are everywhere. New life forms. So if I was to task any one of you individually to sit down and to design a new life form, could you do that? I don't know. It seems with Homo sapiens, we have a tendency to really screw the pooch more than we actually hit the ball out of the park. I mean, this thing's just got like, what the hell are you thinking? The Pentagon is also looking at living camouflage, self-healing paint. What? Self-healing paint? And a variety of other applications of engineered organisms. But the basic science remains a challenge. I bet it does. Is anyone, I mean, your next expression is going to go, really? And how many scientists does it take to get into a room and figure that one out? Anyway, there you go. I mean, you know, the oceans are a living organism, and I don't know. Again, the two words, genetically engineered. And then you got the trifecta, life forms. No, 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 never good. Here's a question for the chat room and for those of you who are watching and will be watching. So SpaceX, this is CNN.com business, to launch 64 satellites in record-breaking mission. I don't know. I keep hearing the words from Total Recall. Get your ass to Mars. Get your ass to so what are we doing? I mean, there's more trash up there right now. How many of you remember the movie Wall-E? The world was so screwed because of all the trash. I mean, wherever we go, we leave trash. I mean, you can't go any place on the planet, no island, no place where there's not plastic. And it's getting to be where there's so much space junk up there now, it may become, if not impossible, nearly impossible to ever get outside because of all the debris. Here's one for you, folks. BBC News. Why the world is becoming more allergic to food. When I was growing up, I don't remember anyone in my class, and I'm talking, you know, elementary, and that was ever allergic to peanut butter. Peanut butter and jelly was the main staple. Hell, most of us kids grew up on it. It sustained us. Not anymore. No. This is and I mean, the allergies cover not only peanuts, sesame, dairy, meat, and now getting into vegetables. Anyone think that this is weird? And I'm sure it has nothing to do with the genetic modified organisms that we've been tampering with. One last one here. This is a good one. So remember the story? You know, it's that fork in the road. Things changed, different timelines. Well, so when we found out that the Chinese now have genetically modified humans, looks like the guy who broke the story, he ain't around no more. Guess the old adage is true. Loose lips sink ships. I think they sunk his ship, to be honest. So, yeah. Hey, Steve, how you doing? So, all right. So in just those three stories, what was the common theme? Genetically modifying, engineering, life forms, plant, food, humans. I don't know. Does that sound normal to you? Of course it is. So I'm going to be doing a story on this worldwide epidemic of humans becoming allergic to the earth. I mean, in essence, that's what we're talking about. And you can now begin to see how some of this could potentially play out. Like this is the type of stuff that you've seen in, again, the classic THX 1138. Robert Duvall was in there, along a number of other stars. Classic from the 70s. And then I'm just thinking of quite a few that we saw. I mean, think about Charleston Heston in the movie Soylent Green. How about the Omega Man? Now, that one was literally about genetic engineering. That thing was made back in the 70s. So, yeah. Well, I guess, Steve, the world's full of it, If it wasn't for the BS, I'll keep it that away. Nothing would grow. But think about this now. Even that which we, use manure, to fertilize your gardens and what have you, because the earth can't produce enough anymore to the nutrients. Think about this. And I bet you this would hold true with domesticated animals as well. Humans now have plastic fibers in our body. I mean, we actually do it every day when you have to do the business. So I'm just curious, at what point in time does the ground become so saturated with all of these polymers and the polystyrene and, the host of other derivatives that mankind has made off of the fossil fuels and now contaminate our oceans? Plastic is everywhere. And again, we're eating it. Yeah. Ay, 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 ay. Ancient proverb says, that which once was shall yet be again. There is nothing new under the sun known to man. So, if we follow the wisdom of that ancient saying, that which was shall yet be again. Apparently, we are in a cycle. Don't know what part of the cycle, and again, that which was shall yet be again. And there's nothing new under the sun known to man. Solomon spoke those words in Ecclesiastes. So have we been here before? Has there been a previous version of us, a previous world that we don't even know about? I mean, you think about it, if mankind in his various forms, the very genus, GENUS, the genus of our species, maybe we have been here millions of years. Maybe Robert Seffer in his book, The Species with Amnesia, great book, recommend it, discussed that the fact that one of the things that the Human Genome Project showed us, we are much older than what religion has indoctrinated the world. And let me tell you, tonight we're going to be talking with Dr. Albers. One of the questions I want to ask her, I read an article over the weekend that says basically physics is in a dead zone. That when you look at the potential discoveries of what modern day physics can actually produce, is becoming more diminished. And there's very little new science. Why? What's happened to us? I want to make a comment real quick before we go into the shine. So with the program with Rex, we did on missing time, the video that in the chats that we had last week on missing time, folks, the emails are overwhelming. I'm probably going to look out to see if I can find some very qualified researcher or researchers that will take a serious look at this. You folks have sent me so many emails, so many stories, and there's no way you people could know each other. I'm telling you what, if I was just to take the extraneous evidence, that just the empirical evidence that has been sent of individuals, and I have no reason to doubt the veracity of any person, and look at this, something's happened. I'm just going to tell you, I don't care what you think. I don't care what the argument would be. You know, I got the emails. You don't. I've read them. And folks, these are long. The ones of you who've sent me the emails, some of them are detailed, long emails. Something's happened. Now, I don't know if there was a group of people on the planet. I don't know what may have been the common denominator, but folks, something happened. And again, people knowing that their physical bodies have changed, organs have been rearranged, distinct memories. I'm one of those people. Maybe that's why the energy I'm sending out is collecting us in. But anyone who studies this on a professional level, please email me. The evidence is just becoming overwhelming. I am convinced many of you don't belong here. I think a lot of us don't belong here. There's something shifted. Do I think it's everybody? No. But it's becoming very obvious that either time is being distorted, dilated, because it's obvious that many people are experiencing this. And it works both ways. It seems like in the world of when you're dealing with time, whether you're dealing with fragments, filaments, strings, whatever, it seems like people are also gaining time, arriving at destination an hour ahead of time. This is really odd. I see what you're saying, Lori. I believe you. I do. Hey, Shannon, how you doing? So I'm not going to drop this. Something's here. Now, can it be measured? Can it be quantified? I don't know. I don't know if we have the instruments that we could actually measure a time distortion. I don't know. If you look at the extent that they go to get to the atomic clocks, I had a subscriber send me a very interesting story on time. We're going to get on this and to actually how we measure time. And it's not an exact science. In fact, I think the song may be true. Does anyone really know what time it is? I don't know. Time to get funky. You know, Rose 77, I think you may have something there, darling. You know, I think that third eye is awakening in a lot of us. And I think that that's kind of this weird feeling that we get. Disorientation. So, hey, Patrick, tomorrow, Talking with Planets, Patrick Garrett. We got questions. If you got more questions, email them and we'll get to as many as we can. Listen, even when Rex heard about this, he said, man, I want to be a part. I like to come on something like that. So, hey, folks, check this out. So, the shine. Do you have the shine? Now, you know, the shine, and I want to thank Mary for sending me the story on this, on her story. Because, you know, if you look at the movie The Shining, if you remember the people that the others couldn't see, the shine is when you talk without words. Mental telepathy. Now, my wife and I had a discussion yesterday. There have been more and more, and this is happening with more frequency, more clarity. We're having this ability to where we can actually now think each other's, not thoughts, but actual imagery of what the other person is thinking. That's expanding. I ask you, the audience, are you finding telepathic abilities starting to become active, no longer latent? Send me an email. I'd like to know. So to shine is to use thought only. Now we're going to get into some deep thinking. So if you're not into deep thinking, then, well, just go ahead and participate in the side of the audience. It will be fun. So it's the ability of two sentient beings being able to communicate without words. So I have a list of questions that we're going to be using as topic points. I think you're going to like this. And they're designed to expand your thoughts. All right. Question 1. Do humans possess telepathic abilities? I mean, think about it. We hear replete through human history, clairvoyants, empaths, intuitives, magicians, witches, warlocks, maestros, masters. I could just go on and on. Is it because one politician may have the ability to telepathically manipulate lesser trained minds, weaker minds? Is that how leaders get to where they are? Is that they have the ability? Maybe they're not even aware of it. Some mostly are. That they can use a certain telepathic ability that aids them to acquire wealth, fame, fortune. What is it that one person who has the ability to be much more sensitive than the other? The question has to be asked, ladies and gentlemen, do humans possess telepathic abilities? My question then becomes, do spirits have telepathic abilities? I mean, is it in the spirit realm, all spirits have telepathic abilities? Is the spirit realm all telepathic? I mean, if they manifest in this realm, okay, how are they don't speak? They don't, do they have vocal cords? Are our minds so weak that we don't even have the basic ability to even receive telepathic thoughts, much less project them? What role does the brain play? Does telepathy require a brain? You may think that this is an absurd question, but answer my question. What role does the brain play in telepathic abilities? Are telepathic abilities spiritual, or are they physical, or are they mental? How would you define this? Because if the brain has the ability to be telepathic, to receive telepathic thoughts, or to send them, or to manipulate other thoughts telepathically, then is the question, is the brain telepathic? Can a physical organ be telepathic over other organs? I mean, my question is, do spirits have brains? We don't stop and think about this. But each one of us do possess a brain. Now, some may accuse you of having half a brain or no brain at all. Don't believe them. All humans have brains. Is there a different telepathy in the physical versus the spiritual realm? Is there different types of telepathy? I mean, here, remember, telepathy just doesn't mean the communication of thought. It means the movement of objects. It means starting fires. It means the ability to put up a force field. It means to be able to manipulate the substance of matter itself with the mind only. Is that how the spiritual realm works? It can't use the physical laws of property over there. Apparently not. So, is there different forms of telepathy? If we have beings that are able to be interdimensional, multidimensional at the same time, using telepathic skills, does that mean they're perfected in that realm and that trumps this realm? If one possesses telepathic abilities in this physical form, in this physical realm, could they match the ability of a spiritual sentient being? And then it comes right down to this. Do spirits have brains? Now, you may laugh, but those who believe in a savior manifesting out of nothing, out of the ethereal, do these messiahs, these gods, these angels, these demons, do they have brains? Do they have a synaptic core? How can they think if they do not have a brain? Are organs transmutable? Is the spirit of a brain? I mean, people say that they're haunted by demons, evil spirits. The first thing I'd ask them is, do you got a brain? Because if they say yes, then I said, well, your head's up your ass. So, no, I digress. Sometimes you just got to get in the face of these things. They're beneath you. You're a god. But anyway, I digress. So do spirits have brains? Do they have feet? Apparently they have hands. So do they move things with their hands in the spiritual realm? A lot of people have this crazy messed up idea that they're just going to be floating around eating bonbons, playing a harp on a cloud. You know what, folks? The struggle continues in the afterlife. There ain't no jambalaya, hold my hand and we're all going to heaven. Yeah, anyway. So then the question becomes, depending on how you approach the question, what resides in the brain? Is the brain merely physical matter, made up neurons, synaptic pathways, electrical chemical charges reacting? Is there something tangible that resides in the brain? Now, many religious gurus, those of religious consciousness and everything, they'll tell you, oh, no. No, the spirit resides here. Well, then what resides in the brain? Does the brain go with the spirit? Or is that where the soul resides? Does anything reside in the brain? If we do not use these latent abilities, speaking of telepathic abilities, does it become automatic in the afterlife? I mean, do you come out of the chute on the other end and go, okay, boys and girls, hey, man, I knew I had this. Man, about time I got to use this. Would you be like an evil spirit possessing a body that would not know how to handle the physical sensation of the flesh? What makes you think you're going to have the ability to handle the sensation of the spiritual realm? Particularly those who say, well, no, this is all that far out stuff, that metaphysical stuff, No, this is that New Ager stuff. No. You know why our species is so repressed? We do it to ourselves. But the question still becomes, if we don't use them here, and it's obviously we have to some degree the ability to use telekinesis. It just goes down the list. We've seen this. It's been measured. It's been recorded. What allows one brain to begin to expand and another one never having the ability to even begin? And again, if the afterlife does exist, is this just automatic? Is telepathy the only form of communication in the afterlife? Do they write books? In the afterlife, do they do plays? What's their mode of transportation? Is it merely by thought alone? Is nothing created in the afterlife? Are there no new creations? I don't believe it's all going to be revealed. That's nonsense. That kind of thinking is so finite and so limited that if you buy into that, they're crushing you, man. You're in your cell and you hold the key, but you ain't going to turn the lock because guess what? There ain't no door. Is that how we communicate now? Do we channel? Is that what channeling is? Is it tapping into the ethereal, to the spiritual realm? Are we actually tapping into our telepathic abilities? And is this the only way the afterlife communicates? Do they write? Do they sing? I don't know. Then it becomes this question, if not by speaking, then is this the true way to hear? Not with ears that require pressure vibrations, but is there another ability to hear without having ears? I think there is. We all hear our own thoughts. If you're ever quiet and you get into a sensory deprivation where there's no stimuli, you will be surprised to know that your brain, it generates a hum. It has this weird thing about it. And then you begin to hear things. Is it when you hear a song in your head? Are you hearing it, or is it just a memory? Is that the true way to hear? I'm surprised all the time in conversations when I hear people say, "What did you mean by that?" Or to put it another, and then you're going, "Wait a minute. I spoke very fluent, plain English." Can humans strengthen our telepathic abilities in the physical plane? Can we exercise? Is there a process by which we can begin to bring these latent abilities to the surface? Do we have the cognitive awareness to handle it? I mean, this whole question is, can we strengthen our telepathic abilities? Is something governments are spending billions of dollars and have, militaries. And the breakthroughs that they're making says yes. So the question I ask, are all brains capable of being telepathic? Because if there is a divergence of brains, oh man, I wouldn't want to be here. Excuse me. I wouldn't want to be here. Talk about the weak being the prey. It's already that way. Can you imagine now? And maybe that's what they're in fact doing already. Maybe they have already mastered this, our masters, and you and I are being subjugated to it right now. No way out. Because it appears that all brains are in fact capable of being telepathic. Imagine now, physical beings being telepathic completely, movement, objects, mastering the elements. However, I don't think we thought this thing out far enough. I see a huge potential downside. So the question I ask is exactly how does one train oneself to be telepathic? Okay, I can accept that we all have it. I can accept that some are better than others. I can accept all that. But there appears to be maybe a training manual that does, in fact, tell how one can become telepathic on levels. And, we have all of our, make-believe superheroes. Well, the baseline to the foundation of all those stories is that they're telepathic. They have super abilities with their brains. Can the brain be trained to be telepathic in its abilities? I mean, the question becomes, if it can, then how do we do this? How does the average commoner start becoming true masters of their domain? That where women will never have to be afraid anymore. They could begin to use telepathic abilities to offset any type of physical strength. Where you could sense immediately that someone meant you harm. What would that be worth to you? So why no teaching by the masters? Now, people can say, but yeah, Buddha, the yogis that are out there, no, they're teaching you how to begin to understand your spirit. Now, maybe someone out there may have such a document. I'd love to read it. I can't find any of the masters, though, teaching this. Apparently, it is taught. We know shaman, medicine men, monks, yogis. Now, some are at the very bottom, don't even get into the front door, but there's others that are already heading to the penthouse. And my question is, does one go to a source outside our plane? What's the risk of that? To become in communion with an entity outside this realm. Do all aliens, ETs, all use telepathic abilities to talk? Is this a common thing outside our realm? Is the afterlife thought only? It would imply then that maybe we activate the latent abilities. It's a question that I don't see many people talk about. Indeed, most don't want to talk about it. But yet, if telepathy can be taught, trained, exercised, executed in a manner that would benefit us, is this the way it is in the afterlife? I see something, that can hate, love, even exist in a reality of nothing but telepathy. And here's the downside that I see it. Can individuality exist in a telepathic reality? I don't know. But it certainly seems like you would have to become disciplined. You'd have to be extremely disciplined in partitioning off that which you don't want someone else piercing. I mean, this is the type of thing that I know people don't talk about, but seriously, in my mind, is why don't we talk about these things? So it's a good question. These are what my meditation sessions are. I think about these things. I mean, if you're in communion with spirits, your spirit guides, isn't that telepathy? When you pray, are you not just using telepathy? When you call those things that be not as though they are you not just using telepathy? Are you not moving matter? Are you not creating matter? And if we can get the basics, why can't we seem to move? We've got nearly, 6,000 years of written history going back further now. Why is it that the Homo sapiens, why didn't Homo erectus, why didn't Homo Cro-Magnus, why did they not? Did Cro-Magnon man have more telepathic ability than the sapiens? Did the Neanderthals communicate more by telepathic ability? It's clear that that's how animals, the plant kingdom, you see, we just don't stop and think things through. But these are the questions I ask. And then I think and think and think, and then I get to come and share them with you. Yeah. So I'll be curious to see. I'll go back and look at some of the chat room in here, although sometimes there is a disconnect between what I'm saying and what I'm reading, but that's cool too. Have you talked to the planet guy about Uranus? Nobody better than anybody, just to some. Yeah, okay. That was a lot saying there, Katrina. I'm not sure. It's like kind of walking in the middle of a conversation. You're going, what? Sure. Well, I hope this was at least some stimulating thought. Teleport your thoughts to me telepathically. Let me receive them. A lot of times you can't do that just by reading the words. It's true. Yeah, Well, folks, there you go. Hello, True Helper. Well, thank you. You're a moderator from Rex's. Well, thank you. If you're a friend of Rex, then you're a friend of mine. Thank you. I'm happy to know that you like the content. That's cool. Appreciate it. Well, so I've put some thought in. Write your comments when I repost this. I'll be very curious. Whatever we have done isn't working. We have thousands of years of experience. And no matter whether we write beautiful documents, starting from the Magna Carta all the way to the Declaration of Independence, great books have been written to teach us wisdom, morality. Why not teach us those latent abilities that we all possess? What are the gods so afraid of? See, that's why I contend that we are gods. I believe every person, well, let me rephrase that. I believe most people have the ability. Children display it exceptionally well. Now, we have these skills. We can sense danger sometimes. Many people won't listen to that. Is that a form of telepathy? We pray, we get our answer. Is that a form of affirming telepathy? I don't know. Makes me wonder. Yeah, I think we do, April. How many of you know that when you've been in love and your spouse, your significant other, has violated that trust, you can sense it? I mean, I look all around us and I sense the things that I see people using these talents, these abilities, but at the very, very gross, mundane level. I've seen others who become master manipulators, knowing how to use emotions for their own purpose and their own benefit. Is that a form of telepathy? Mind control, in its basic definition, would be telepathy, would it not? Be careful when you start seeing people rise in fame and elevation, of adulation of others. Maybe something more to it. Do we have the ability within this group and this community to start helping each other? Those who have greater abilities, stronger talents to teach others. Is it possible, again, to teach others? I don't know. It would seem that humanity would want this alternative. But alas, it doesn't appear to be that way, sadly. All right, folks. Hey, I appreciate you. Let me just invoke favor over every one of you. Thank you. I speak favor into your life, and I speak that there be nothing missing, nothing broken in your lives. That which was taken, it be returned, and that which was broken be mended. Yeah. Great thinkers always come together, and our group is growing. A lot of great thinkers out there. That's all I got to say. And I do appreciate you all so much. You're beautiful spirits. I mean, I know it can get hard, and I know that, this is only a small time that we share together, and we all go back into our individual lives. But I'm telling you, in all sincerity, you are a beautiful person. You have great energy. We can certainly feel it here. I mean, man, if this is like a love-in, I'd be making some of my friends that were much older than I was in the 70s mighty proud, like Steiger. This is a love-in. Yeah, I know it's a love-in. You lovely people. So, we just continue to grow. We love one another. We uphold one another. Edify someone today. Build them up. You'll build yourself up. Remember to love yourself as well. You're going to have one time at this. No matter whether you believe that there's a recycling or not, it's still this moment, this time that we're all in. So love it. Join me tonight with Dr. Albers, and tomorrow, the same time, noon, with Patrick Garrett. And I believe I'm still going to have Rose on, Chelsea Rose on Wednesday. All right, folks, I appreciate you. I will see you later. Bye-bye.